After using the Nexus 6P for more than 2 weeks, if you ask me, is the Nexus 6P any good, Max? I'm gonna save you a bunch of time and money by telling you that the Nexus 6P isn't good at all. In fact, you don't even have to watch the rest of this video. The Nexus 6P isn't good, it's fucking great. Power button and volume buttons are easy to press. Dedicated fingerprint sensor on the back is the fastest I've tried. Front-facing dual speakers that will wow your friends. And reversible USB Type-C are all included in this sleek new all-metal unibody design. The metal unibody cools to the touch, and holding the Nexus 6P is a fascinating experience. It's so good I almost do not want to use a case on it. Of course, Nexus 6P is a two-handed device and highly recommended for those of you who want the experience of tablet and smartphone in one. The 6P's resolution of 2560 by 1440p and a whopping 5.7-inch screen size is simply perfect for phablet lovers like myself who daily drive the Note 5 normally. Screen itself is an AMOLED screen similar to the one found on the Note 5. Although not as bright as the Note 5, it is 40% brighter than the LCDs used on phones like LG V10, OnePlus 2, and Xperia Z5 Premium. Probably the coolest feature on this phone is its 12 megapixel camera that takes excellent crisp photos that simply wows. Bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay. Compared to the Note 5 and LG V10, the Nexus 6P's back camera has even wider angle view, giving you super wide angle shots. Couple that with its large camera sensor size of 1.55 microns and you have one of the best smartphone cameras of 2015. Of course, its only downfall is that the camera does not have OIS to eliminate shakes and 4K recording is abysmally shaky. But I found OIS isn't a huge factor in still photos, and the Nexus 6P does offer EIS for 1080p videos that were great. Check out my video demo.
When I fell in love with the 6P, it was because of the camera.
If you need a smartphone with excellent photography skills, the 6P is definitely up there. The 6P also does slow motion at 240 frames per second and 720p HD, one of the best I've tried on a smartphone. Check out my slow motion test video with my golf swing if you want to see what it's capable of. Performance is excellent on the Nexus 6P with Snapdragon 810 processor and 3 gigs of RAM. While Snapdragon 810 performance isn't anywhere near the Exynos 7420 on the Note 5, it still does a fairly good job on the 6P. I love my Nexus 6P and I've thrown all types of apps, games, periscoping for hours, and so far I've noticed zero slowdowns or lags of any sort. Fingerprint sensor on the Nexus 6P is insanely fast and comfortable. If you haven't tried unlocking your phone with the 6P, you haven't tried Fingerprint Unlock. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and place my finger on the fingerprint sensor. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Alright, let me try that again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wow, that is super fast. However, if you tend to use your phone laying on the desk, it could be more cumbersome. Otherwise, this is far the best fingerprint sensor I have used on a smartphone, period. With almost 6 hours of screen on time on my SOT test, check out my video by the way, the Nexus 6 will get you a full day of battery life as it has the highest battery size in its class with 3,450 mAh battery. Couple that with Android 6.0 Marshmallow Doze mode, and the 6P has one of the longest battery life for a 5.7-inch device. I simply love the long life on my Nexus 6P. The 6P also features USB Type-C cables with fast charging at 5 volts 3 amps that charges from 0 to 100 in just an hour and a half. It's not as quick as Quick Charge 2.0, but it is still one of the fastest and I'm not complaining. The new Android 6.0 Marshmallow OS is simply awesome. This is what makes the phone amazing. If you want the original, pure Android OS that hasn't been butchered by OEMs, this is definitely the phone you want to get as it's an official Google phone. This is one of the main reasons why 6P's performance and battery life is excelente. Also, if you like to root and install custom ROMs, 6P is probably the best in the business as it's built for that purpose. The Nexus 6P is also a multi-carrier GSM CDMA hybrid device that works with all carriers including AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, and Verizon, along with 4G LTE support for all of them. If you don't want to be locked down to a carrier, get the Nexus 6P as it comes unlocked with Unlock Bootloader for AT&T and Verizon. It also has 2 dual front stereo speakers that are the loudest I've tried. While the bass of the speakers aren't quite up to par, its loudness is great for listening to music while walking your dog or using the speakerphone. Perhaps you use speakers often, you won't be disappointed with the 6P. Worried about bending? I know, there's been a lot of bendgate rumors spreading around, but if you don't put your phone in the back pocket or use a case, this really isn't an issue. Don't feed the trolls. Got it? Lastly but not least, my personal feelings on the Nexus 6P. I think it's one of the best smartphones this year, especially considering the large camera sensor size, sleek design, 1440p AMOLED screen, huge battery, loud stereo speakers, and all carrier compatibility. And all of this for just $499? That's a killer deal. Boom shakalaka, baby. Now, if you ask me, the 6P is better than the Note 5. I still think the Note 5 is the gold standard of large smartphones. But you know what? This phone is fucking great. Just buy it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up for me, share it with your friends, family, and dogs.